Good afternoon, everyone. This is self-education. Remember, if I provide value in today's video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Feel free to comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video. Okay, today's topic we're talking about is the stock market and what the most important characteristic for an individual investor is. A lot of people would think, you need to be the smartest, or you need to know how to, run numbers better than any other mathematician or something like that. But if that was the case, there'd be a lot of mathematicians that were billionaires or, data analysts. But that's not the case. The biggest factor for being a good investment is temperament. Okay. All of the best investors of all time all talk about this. Warren Buffett, he talks about temperament as you need to have the stomach, if things go down, not to sell. In fact, you probably want to buy more. As long as the fundamentals of the business are good. Okay, if the fundamentals change, that might be a reason to sell stock at a loss. But as long as the fundamentals of the business of why you bought it in the first place remain good, why would you sell a good business? The stock market is the only place in the world where where sales happen, like it has in the last 16 months, 17 months. The only place in the world where sales happen, where things will drop 20, 30, 50% off, and people run out of the building. They flee in terror. Okay, so if you can't handle, your stock dropping 20, 30, 50%, you probably shouldn't own stocks. It actually might be better just for you to buy a ETF and never look at it. Buy the S&P 500 or, um, buy SCHD or something like that. Buy something that is diversified and just buy every week, every month, routinely, and just never look at it, because it's, over time it'll perform with the market. But if you're going to own individual stocks, you got to handle when things go down, because it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time, really. um you know and there's going to be periods, every few times in a century where things might drop in half. Your holdings might fall in half. And these are actually some of the best buying opportunities of generations. So the biggest mistake is when everything gets in a panic, they sell. You know, Everything's good, and when everything's at peak euphoria, everyone's buying. You know, uh, everybody wants in. Everybody, wants in easy money. But that's actually a period where you should be more cautious. You should be, when everyone's being that euphoric and being that greedy, you should probably be pretty fearful. You know, Valuations are, the fundamentals and valuations are a business or what drive its price over time. So when things get that much overvalued, that is probably a period where you should be pretty fearful. When everyone's being fearful, that's a good time to buy. You know, you should probably be greedy while others are fearful. So I think that's a quote from Warren Buffett. Be greedy while others are fearful, and be fearful while others are greedy. Okay, so, and it's important not to over leverage yourself when times are good. It's another thing Buffett says is when the water goes out, it just looks like everybody's swimming. But when the water goes out, and the water pulls back, you can see who's swimming naked. Okay, and that has been going on a lot recently. You see who's really having these issues with debt, and you see, you know, what creates some of this panic. Okay, so like how some of the banks have collapsed, and who's not in a really good position. Okay, so There's no need to panic. Things could drop more from here. Who knows? I don't know. If anybody tells you they know, they don't know. They're lying to you. Okay? So, but over time, stocks will perform greatly over the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years. These are businesses. You're buying a part of a business, and over the long run, businesses will keep growing, as a whole. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. Self education. I'll see you in the next one.